This week in Jamaica Now. A Sunday morning stunner. Heavily armed gunmen rob a Clarendon supermarket and leave 2 cops injured. Major probe underway after 19 guns are stolen from a security company. How a Manchester man allegedly chopped his 8-month-old child to death and leave his mom injured. It happened after a cop killed his wife in St. Mary.
The man lick off the door to get money. I torment my life. And this morning I have to kill her.
Remembering the former Prime Minister Edward George Seaga.
I was able to frame projects in my mind that I would want to do if I had the authority or the opportunity to. And that's the reason why I went into politics, to get that opportunity.
And Martin Henry's shock passing. I'm Damian Mitchell and this is Jamaica Now. It was a Sunday morning stunner. Gunmen with high-powered weapons held up and robbed a Maypen supermarket in Guineptree.
Them get pinned down. I tell them. Then now I get you again. Them can't get you again. Them a try beat up some shop, but them can't get you again. Too much police night.
As a police party of 3 tried to foil the robbery, the criminals opened fire on them, injuring 2. Further assistance came, but it was difficult for the cops to repel the criminals as they took several Chinese hostage. I didn't know I would live, the injured sergeant told the Star. In the meantime, the National Security Minister, Dr. Horace Chang, says a special operations team is being deployed to Clarendon. But residents want more than that. They also say the police do not seem to be able to match the firepower of criminals. In St. James, the police and the Firearm Licensing Authority are now probing a major gun theft. 19 firearms comprising 4 handguns and 15 rifles were stolen from a security company. It's reported that sometime between May 23 and 24, thieves broke into the Ironshore establishment, broke off the locks to the safe, and removed the firearms. They also stole bullets and the closed-circuit TV system. Police sources say the security company has been experiencing a downturn in business. They are also probing a claim that some of the firearm users' permits for security guards were not certified by the FLA. Manchester residents woke up on Thursday morning to a horrific story of the murder of an 8-month-old baby and the injury of his mother, allegedly by the father of the child. It happened in the upscale Mandeville community of McKinley Road. It's reported that the woman, who is a teacher at the Rambler Primary School, was ending her relationship with the man. He reportedly chopped the woman and her baby, then left the house. The man then reportedly drove to Broadleaf and jumped into a sinkhole. His car was found on fire. The Manchester incident happened days after a policeman allegedly killed his wife, Janet Hardy Lawrence, in St. Mary. It's reported that they had been having a domestic dispute. A voice note purportedly from the husband has been making the rounds on social media.
I love it on, you know. It's like last time I hear my voice. Wife, I torment my life. I'm trying to go and tell them, torment my life. I got a station last night, report. Boyfriend come from Miami, I come back Johnson. Come and talk to you, man. You man lick off the door to get money. I torment my life. And this morning I have to kill her. Sorry, but so go. I'm not going to see your face of judgment. So I love you all on. So go, one love. All right.
The controversy over the Messy Caribbean Maritime University CMU dealings took another turn this week when it was reported that it funded a 2017 yacht party for former Education Minister Royal Reid. According to CMU President Dr. Fritz Pinnock, the CMU had an $8,300 debt for Ty Carbel Logistics Company in Florida, and so it paid a $675,000 Jamaican dollar bill for the principal, Balfour Peart, saving some $400,000 Jamaican dollars. The CMU incurred the US dollar debt when it sent a cheerleading team to Florida, for which Ty Carbel provided logistics and ground transportation. On his LinkedIn page, Peart described himself as a CMU ambassador, and Dr. Pinnock told the parliamentary committee that he was a partner of the university. It has emerged that Reid, Pinnock, and Peart were all students at Monroe College in the 1980s. Tributes have been pouring in memory of former Prime Minister Edward Seaga. Mr. Seaga died in a Miami hospital on Tuesday afternoon on his 89th birthday. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says arrangements are being made to ship Seaga's body to Jamaica as soon as possible. He also said a state funeral will be held for Jamaica's 5th Prime Minister. On Tuesday, as news of Seaga's death hit the airwaves, spirits were broken. It was especially sad in Western Kingston, where Seaga served for 43 years as the Member of Parliament.
Seaga, we can't get flush toilet. Mr. Seaga are the first young, a 29-year-old, he enter politics. I can't remember some of them, but I can remember he loved his people here. I don't know if anybody was him, but I, Pauline, tell you, may his soul rest in peace.
We come down and come back down with him. And in Billy, in from the room to the tomb, school, we align him, this, everything him left give it. You know what? Now nothing.
He was a nice man. I built all of the house them. When the war between Ream and Denham Town, he said we mustn't go away for house.
He was a strict man. Don't put up to foolishness. He was a strict man, kind and loving.
I wish him a safe travel home to God.
In Parliament, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said he could never adequately prepare for the event.
It is a personally trying time for me, and I know it is also a very trying time for his family. And though they were prepared, and though I was prepared, at the point of the event, you still can't help but feel the emotional void that has been created by his passing.
And the current Kingston Western MP Desmond McKenzie and Olivia Grange, the Culture Minister, could not hold back the tears. Opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips has also paid tribute to Mr. Seaga. Meanwhile, former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson and Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley have also lauded the memory and contributions of Edward Seaga.
With the passing of Edward Philip George Seaga, the last survivor of that august group, Jamaica has closed another chapter in our political annals. No adversary or foe could deny his monumental impact on the course of our national life.
Mr. Seaga's career reflects a man that appreciated the critical importance of the development of institutions and infrastructure, especially as you set out to build a new nation. He will forever be remembered for this clear commitment to building these institutions and infrastructure, not just in Jamaica, but across the entire Caribbean.
And as the nation grieved the death of Edward Seaga, there was more bereavement on Tuesday night with the sudden passing of public commentator Martin Henry. Henry had just appeared on Television Jamaica's Primetime News for a live interview about Seaga. Moments after leaving the studio, he collapsed and was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Henry was 61. Media colleagues, including the Chief Executive Officer of the RJR Gleaner Communications Group, Gary Allen, and former President of the Press Association of Jamaica, Dion Jackson Miller, were at Medical Associates Hospital extending support to the family. Also at the hospital was Special Assignments Editor with the RJR Gleaner Group, Earl Moxham, who said Henry will be sadly missed. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, more from the Maypen robbery.
Try going like pro box. 2 pro box out here. 2 pro box. 3 pro box. Then now go away man. I'm gonna try drive out. And all the China there. A taxi there he was no. Yeah man, one of them. You're gonna shot the boy head. You're gonna shoot him. You're gonna shoot a fool. You're gonna shoot the fool. Man, make him an enjoy it. See that.